Guys, welcome in. Tough day at the ballpark, kind of a baseball phrase. Just kind of, if you don't mind, Coach, give us an opening remarks on today's match.
Yeah, congrats to Louisville. Played a great match and definitely were the steadiest from start to finish. Not sure if I felt like we were ever in control. I thought we were competitive at moments and a lot of moments not, but I thought, we had opportunities in that first set that our whole team realized we'd love to get back, and maybe that changes the course of the match. At the end, we're hopeful that the best version of ourselves always comes out in these matches, but also that we train that maybe the worst version of ourselves is still competitive and better than other teams' best. So, I saw some good individual things from a lot of players, and the mindset just didn't feel like we were as cohesive as a team unit as I wanted to be. At this level, every cylinder's got to be firing for the most part, and again, it probably wasn't just one play or one player here and there, but seemed like we had 5 cylinders playing in all these rallies, and then maybe have a hiccup here or there. But offensively, Louisville attacked us well, and I thought we got some touches, but they covered well, and we needed to be a little bit better. Our side-out game probably was just not strong enough. I thought when we had chances to go back there and serve, we could score some points. We remember getting some aces or got them out of system, but we weren't winning enough of the long rallies, and then the side-out phase for us created some gaps for us to catch up on.
I feel like there was maybe a turning point when Louisville started, the blocks started kicking in. It really wasn't a factor in the first set. What about Louisville's blocking this year?
Yeah, I think, we use the word in our gym dynamic, so we got to be able to, you can't just have one shot or hit hard straight ahead. So that was probably a combination of some adjustments on them. I think for some of our younger hitters, they kind of default to that, like see ball, hit ball, and it's like, okay, well, they've seen you hit it 1,000 times over the years, so you gotta start hitting it some different places in that. But our first touch just wasn't good enough off serve receive, so the blocks were much more well formed, I thought, after the first set. So we were seeing forehands more often, kind of in our face when we were trying to attack the ball. So.
You mentioned some of those long rallies. Just from your perspective as players, what's going through your mind when you do, you're just having that back and forth, and then things don't go your way there. Could just be like the smallest of hits and things not going your way. But what is your mentality when those things are happening there on the court?
I think when those things are happening, our mentality is to just take it one play at a time. Our coaches always tell us that we just take one battle at a time, and that just play the game like that. And I think that Louisville had more battles than us, and they came out on top.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Like, you want to be terminal and you want to win those long rallies because it leads to lots of energy on either side. And so I feel like we didn't have as many go our way, and so that kind of had the energy shift. But they did good, and they won the rallies they should have.
You kind of mentioned that they thought that they were taking you guys off your game a little bit. Was it just a blocking, or were there other things that you saw that kind of just led to this team not being at the best version of itself, like you alluded to?
Like I said, I think a little bit for some individuals, great atmosphere here, first time experience. Like that's, for as young as we are, that's the only thing this team hasn't had is experience. So each time it's the first time they've been in this atmosphere. And so, the ball maybe comes on you a little hotter, a little faster. I think, we talk about our mental focus. You get like 16 seconds in between points. And I felt like a couple of our players, like normally we were trying to use the best 16 seconds to be ready for the next play. And there maybe was a little bit of like, discouragement, upset, hey, what happened? And the next thing you know, because we scouted for some of their combo plays, being able to do it. I thought, they hit high off our hands, and those balls turned into points. And when we hit high off their hands, they were able to turn and run those down. So probably something I needed to train a little bit better in our gym that, yeah, I wish we had a few more touches when we did slow things down, and then it's a little bit different.
This is for the players. Why don't you talk about the success your has had and what you're going to take from this year to next year?
I think that I'm so proud of this team, and I feel like a lot of people weren't expecting us to get this far, and I'm so glad that we were able to, like, obviously I want to win all these games, but I'm still so proud that we've made it this far. And just our team being so young, I feel like our future is so bright, and obviously I'm so thankful for the seniors we've had. They made such an impact on our team, and I will, like, definitely forever be grateful for this season, for sure.
Yeah, to echo that, obviously wasn't the outcome that we wanted, but I think we've just grown so much as a team over this season, and I just am so excited to see what this team does next season. They're going to be awesome.
Coach, you want to talk about your senior class?
Yeah, just spectacular women, and it's so different. Like our word was fresh. It's such a new season this year, and we arrived same place, unfortunately, as last year, but you hear those names of like Skinner and Presley and Mock and all that stuff. Like this year was just day one to the end was totally different, and so how these were leaders. Mallory Talbert came in and just in a great way could relate to the freshmen as a fifth-year senior, and I was so proud and so beautiful. Kara, Elise's big sister, has never had the loudest voice in the gym, but this year she's had the biggest impact in just not only influencing the team, but I told the locker room, like, being an encouragement to me. I think sometimes the players, man, when I see them grow and overcome stuff, like I get inspired and encouraged. And then Lauren's really been mad at me for not letting her play 6 rows until this year, and she's not on that, but she's put all that work in, and just to see her flourish, be a reliable passer, hit out of the back row, the defense, like I remember she's like, yeah, it's fun passing and going to the floor and becoming a great blocker for us. So she's not only really just, I thought, flourished this year as an all-around athlete on the court, but just the all-around person. Her dimples, her smiles just melt everybody. And it's hard when she's like expected maybe always to be the go-to and all those well-formed blocks. But when she's fired up, she fires this team up like no other player.
You talked about just, the crowd here being a factor. I'm just wondering, from your perspective, just, what were your thoughts on that? It seemed like you guys had a good, a group of fans that travel with you guys as well. So, just kind of get your general thoughts on just, just being able to play in this atmosphere.
Yeah, I say it's kind of similar to playing at Texas, so I felt like the atmosphere was fun and exciting, and we were trying to build off of that, but it was also an atmosphere that we'd never been in. We've never been to Louisville. We've never played at Louisville before, and so to have that many fans, it's definitely intimidating, but still trying to feed off the energy from them.
I would say the same thing. I think it was a great atmosphere to play in, and always thankful for our fans who do travel and the parents who do travel. Like, we hear them, we can see them, and yeah.
It's probably not the fans, it's just all the hype that goes on before at light shows and videos and all. No.
Well, and
we're thankful for that. That's part of the reward and be able to move forward too.
And it's interesting because they don't often play games here. They have they have a whole different setup elsewhere. So it's just just like heightening the stage as well, I think.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I take this?